And it's Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time. It's time for another episode of the CVC Home Service Success Network. And if you're watching us live, hey, we appreciate you being there. Feel free to contribute into it, make a comment. We'd love to hear your input into this subject today. As always, you can always catch it on the replays, which is what a vast majority of people do. They catch it on the replays. The only problem we got now is Facebook ain't holding it up but about a week. But if you want something past there, you can go to our website, find every episode we've ever done. You can also go to our YouTube channel. But our friends at Facebook decided that you can't leave a live video up but a week now. It used to be a month, now it's down to a week, and I get a notification, hey, your video from such and such a date will be erased on this date. So, hey, what can we say? But that's just the way it is. So, anyway, I want to welcome you here as always. And today we've got a subject. We don't have a guest. Today we're going to talk about something that if you're listening to us, I'd like for you to do a little soul searching yourself and ask yourself this question. And here's the question. If you could go back in life and talk with your younger self, maybe when you were a teenager, maybe when you were a young adult, maybe when you were middle aged, whatever. I mean, when you look at it, Cheryl and I could say, hey, we could go back to when we were middle aged in our 30s and 40s and talk to ourselves. But what would you tell your younger self? Because here's the whole thing. As you go through life, each and every day is tuition that you pay. You pay it through your failures, you pay it through your successes or whatever. But the key thing is, what do you learn from this? And if you could go back to speak to an earlier version of yourself, what would you tell them? Here's what I would tell myself. I would tell myself the following. The bank can giveth and the bank can taketh. In other words, here's the problem. In my earlier life, bank loans were very easy to get. And I built a business based on bank funding till one day they changed the regulations. And believe me, when I say the term, the bank can giveth and the bank can take it away, that's very, very true. And in my conversations with clients over the last 2 days since I came up with this topic for today, I've asked a couple of them the same question. If you could go back and give yourself, your younger self, advice, what would it be? One answer I got from one individual was, I'd tell my younger self, you got to start knowing your numbers and watching what you're doing and prepare for retirement. Now, as you might imagine, this is a gentleman that is getting up in age, probably looking at exiting, probably wanting to move into Florida or some places that people want to go. And luckily, he learned that lesson early enough in life that he's going to be able to do it. This morning, I was talking to another client, and I asked him the same question. And what he said was, take care of your body. It's got to last you the rest of your life. So think about it. What would you tell your younger self? So, Cheryl, let's go to you. Do you have this unique opportunity to go back and talk to your younger self in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s? What would you tell your younger self?
Well, I've got a list of them. I'll give you a few and then give me a few to come back to. First, I'd tell me to take care of myself because I didn't. I burnt the candle at both ends and seared it in the middle. So it was always go, 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 get there, get done. Yeah, so part of it would be take care of myself and take some time for myself. That was something I didn't do when I was young. Everything was about everybody else. Learn to say no. I'm not real good at that. Usually I dug myself in a really deep hole a lot of times by saying yes, but I always figured out how to get it done. And another one is seek mentors early. But to be honest, back when we grew up, I'm not sure I knew what a mentor was. I didn't know anybody that did the jobs that I did. I worked all the time. So, and I hung wallpaper. my thing was, I guess the biggest mentor I had was anybody that told me I couldn't do it, which meant
You were going to do it.
My beer.
Yeah.
That's what would I tell myself right at the moment, to be honest. There were a lot of things that went wrong in my life, but it took every one of those to get me where I'm at today. So they weren't all that bad.
So let's go back for a minute, because as you said that, it made me think of something. How many times did you stand on a ladder with boards stretched across it on stairs, laying wallpaper, and doing really stupid stuff that you could have got deadly hurt?
Are you talking about 2x4s turning on their side?
Yeah.
More than we really want to talk about, because I actually looked at knot holes or looked for lack of. But yeah, did I do stupid stuff like that? I did. And I look back now, I've leaned ladders up on glass walls, and just the only thing that was holding it was the 6-inch header that was at the top holding the ladder. If I'd have fell through, I'd have been 3 stories up. Yeah, I think I thought I was indestructible because I never got hurt. And I never did. In fact, the first time I actually broke anything, I was on a beach in Georgia, which is really strange. I had every right to break every bone in my body for many, many years. But yeah, I did things that I would have fired somebody that I employed for doing myself. So should I have told me earlier? Probably.
Yeah, got you covered. That's what I mean. And that's the whole idea. So have you learned from all these lessons, Cheryl?
I've learned not to sit on the edge of a chase lounge and try to get up. That's the only one that I actually learned from, because I didn't get hurt on the others. A lot of people, and I guess I'm saying that because what I want to tell people, don't wait till you get hurt to realize something's dangerous. Yeah. And so I got hurt by the least likely thing that could have happened to me.
A chase lounge.
A chase lounge. And the first bone I ever broke, and I fell down. I've actually fell through some of those 2x4s before. I never broke anything. So did I get smart? I'm a lot smarter now. I'm probably more cautious because I remember those days. And yeah, I look back now and realize I could have been gone from this world way too many times in my life.
Got you covered. Okay, Joshua, what about you? What would you go back and tell your younger version of you?
The first thing is, seek out advice. And one thing that I am a big teacher of is garbage in, garbage out. And this is a big one because I teach this from an installation standpoint. Is if we don't make sure we get our information right up in the front, there's going to be garbage in the back. So that applies to a lot of things. It's about your education, who you're willing to take advice from, seeking a qualified. Who are you taking advice from? If you are taking advice, so many people don't listen. But who are you taking advice from? Is it from TikTok, or is it from a trusted professional? As you can attest to, Jerry, the number of people in some of these Facebook groups that are asking for advice and they ignore all the professional advice.
Yeah, it's really bad. You see it out there. What Cheryl brought up is, who are your mentors? This whole thing. People have wisdom. People can share experiences with you that can help you immensely in life. I mean, a while ago when I said that about the bank can giveth and the bank can taketh, what does that mean to you? It means that you can't live on borrowed money or borrowed time. You've got to get really serious, because you are going to age. And there is going to come a time that you'll probably want to retire from what you do. Cheryl and I are probably a little bit different. Neither one of us have any plans to retire. We enjoy what we're doing. We're past retirement age, but yet we get up every single morning and do what we do, and we enjoy what we're doing. But that's the whole idea. Learn from those who've experienced what you've been before. Don't let anyone else run your life for you. You've got to make your own determinations in life and where you want to go and how you want to get there. So, Cheryl, would you add anything else to this topic before we end this broadcast today?
Well, first, my mentor was my father. That's the only one I had when I was young. And the things he taught me, I would have given anything if he would have not did them himself. We worked way too much. We always wanted to make sure that everything was perfect. I wanted to make sure that our customers were taken care of. Dad built houses. I mean, when you can build 51 houses in 52 weeks, you build a lot of houses. And so that's what I learned from my dad is do it correctly, but do it in a speedy time. And was that good advice or not? It really was, because it got me where I wanted to go. Was it not so much because I could have been more of a mom? I mean, I think I was a good mother. I got 2 good kids out of it, but I could have been more of a mom. That's something that I think people look back on that worked most of their life. And one thing I needed to do was learn to listen more than I speak. I'm a high D, so mouth open, stuff comes out. And I guess the line I was looking for earlier is one that I found on the line. Your worth isn't tied to productivity. Rest is part of growth. I never got that when I was growing up.
Got it. Josh, what about you? Anything you would add to this subject?
Yeah. Throw some knee pads on.
Okay, so Josh, let me ask you a question, and this one's going to kind of cut. You recently lost your father.
Yeah.
Did your father have a lot of wisdom?
He wasn't one to give advice, Jerry. Because whenever I asked Dad for advice, it was, "What the hell are you doing that for?"
Yeah.
Why don't you hire someone to do it? Things like that. I didn't. He wasn't known for giving worldly advice.
So he wasn't, because your daddy, if you didn't know, Josh's daddy was a very astute business person. He really, really was. He could cut deals with manufacturers like probably nobody else in the business. Josh, would you agree with that?
He was a great salesman, but he sucked up the rest of it.
Yeah, he sucked at the rest of it.
I know a few people that are like that. You look at them, they can talk to people. Dad, I watched Dad transform he never knew a stranger, even on the cruise ship. We're sitting there smoking cigars. He's making friends, talking to people. Me and my brother are ghosts, might as well have been, because he had someone new to talk to. That was the relationship between him and my mother, is that he was the salesperson. My mom handled the rest.
Yeah, I understand. So anyway, think about what we're telling you. What would you share with your younger self? And will you take that advice, and are you using that advice today in your own business? Are you setting your own course of where you want to go? Or are you setting a course that somebody else says that you need to set? It's all about you. Success rolls down to, are you happy? Are you happy in what you're doing every single day? Do you get up every single day and look forward, or do you dread the day ahead? Don't go through life dreading the day ahead. Relish what you've got and set your business up, set your life up, that it's one that you reach happiness. Okay? And with that, we're going to end this week's episode. Hey, we appreciate you being with us as always. If you watch us on the replay, that's fantastic. We appreciate that too. Got any comments? Put them in the comment bar. We'd love to hear what you got to say. What would be your advice to your younger self? And with that, hey, we're going to back out of here. We appreciate you tuning us in. This is the CVC Home Service Success Network. And each and every week, we bring it to you right here from CVC Success Group. We're committed to helping you get to where you want to go in life. And with that, we'll see you next week on our next episode. Appreciate you joining us.